Okay, so next we will talk about the traffic level. The traffic level is consisting of 4 lines. The first line is the call sign, which we can, of course, as you saw right now, right click to drag. We can also left click to select the aircraft, and we can do a double left click to throw a QDM. Apart from this, the first line is just informational. Then, of course, we have the second line, which has the current flight level, an arrow of tendency, and the assigned flight level. The current flight level is the actual altitude of the aircraft, and the assigned flight level is the altitude we want it to be in the future. So we can, for example, climb this aircraft, KLM 2147, climb flight level 140.
Flight level 140 KLM 2147.
And so the tendency will change. The aircraft will now start slowly going up. The third line has a lot of information as well. So we will have the ground speed rounded up to 2 numbers. So in this case, 280 knots ground speed, followed by a letter that is the wake turbulence category of this aircraft. So in this case, it's a medium aircraft because we have that it's a Boeing 737-900 of the company KLM. In the case of a heavy aircraft like a Boeing 747, it would say H here, or in case of lighter aircraft like, I don't know, a Beechcraft King Air, for example, it would say light. The next is the transfer flight level, which in this case, because we are in Amsterdam approach, it shows the lowest altitude that the aircraft can intercept the ILS at. This is very helpful for newbies because we know that we have to put this aircraft in 2,000 feet in the ILS. Of course, this is 10 miles out of the localizer, which is what this line, the second bigger line. So it's from here outwards, or you can check the local procedures for the information. But a good rule of thumb is that this 2,000 feet should be at 10 miles approximately of the localizer. In the case of area control, which we will see later, it shows the transfer flight level between radar stations. So the next one is the waypoint or behavior block. In this case, we see here that the aircraft is flying heading 270, so it's flying west. We can also give a direct, and it will show the directs. For example, we can fly direct Pampus, which is the call sign for this VOR, this station. KLM 2147, fly direct Pampus.
Direct to Pampas KLM 2147.
And the aircraft changes to Pampus and starts flying to Pampus. We can also click here and it will show us a menu of lots of options that we can give. And the last line is the indicated airspeed showed by I. So indicated airspeed 230 knots in this case, and the selected speed is 230 as well. So this is again like the current flight level and the assigned flight level. So if we reduce this aircraft to 210, the speed won't change immediately, but it will start slowing down towards 210. So for example, KLM 2147 reduces speed to 210 knots.
Speed 210 KLM 2147.
And so we see the change. So this is all for the level in approach control. We will now switch quickly into Maastricht to see the level in route control, which is basically the same. But in this case, we have that the levels change a bit. So we have again, first row is call sign, second row is current flight level, assigned flight level, so flight level 380, 380. Then we have the ground speed, well, not the ground speed, but the radar speed, let's say, in Mach number. So Mach 1.0 would be the speed of sound. So in this case, it's 82% of the speed of sound, followed by an M for medium aircraft, followed by the transfer flight level. So this means that the aircraft in Abzug, which is this point, how I did this, I click the aircraft and tabulate it, press the tab. So the aircraft in Abzug has to be at flight level 380. Okay, this is what it means. In this case, it's pretty straightforward. For example, if you have aircraft flying into Amsterdam, the case is that in Lunix they should be at flight level 250, and so of course you have to descend this aircraft through the airspace. So in this case, as you see, Abzug is the exit point of our sector. It's not the next point on the route. This is an important change. And then we have the selected Mach speed and the selected speed in knots. We can also give instructions of Mach for this aircraft via voice. Boeing 5783, reduce speed Mach 81.
Speed Mach 81 Boeing 5784.
And you see that they change because it's very easy for them to change from 82 to 81. And that's it for the level.